Hi guys, welcome back. So I'm going to do another movie review today. Just continuing with the films I've been trying to catch up on from last year and this year. A Spanish film called Everybody Knows. Now this is directed by Farhadi, who's mainly known for his Persian language films. He also did a French language film, La Passe, a couple of years ago, which is a very, very good film as well. His two Iranian films, the one from 2 years ago called The Salesman, absolutely excellent film. And probably his best film, though said people might say La Passe, but probably his best film was A Separation from 2011, a really, really extraordinary film. The guy has done a lot of very emotionally moving, always well performed, very, very well written films. So I was looking forward to seeing this film. This is, I believe, his first Spanish language film, but it stars sort of famous Spanish actors. I've seen two of them around before. I'm not talking about the main two. Two of the supporting cast I've seen in some other Spanish films. I think Truman, a film from a couple of years ago, who plays Alejandro. So the main stars are Javier Bardem and Penélope Cruz, and the film becomes a kind of ransom thriller. As the narrative progresses, the film takes many different turns, and I think the highlight of the film is the way it kind of transitions from a kind of upbeat, rowdy celebration to a very kind of suspenseful panic. And this suspense is actually sustained for quite a long time, transitioning from the first to the second act. I found myself really, really gripped for a good 40-50 minutes of this film. It's very, very, very well acted. Penelope Cruz specifically is absolutely fantastic in this film. She is the mother of the child who's kidnapped. Her performance is really, really scene-chewing. She really outacts most of the people she's on screen with the exception of Javier Bardem. He's absolutely fantastic in this film, really kind of pulled my emotional strings. He's one of my favourite actors. I'm trying to kind of watch more of his Spanish language films. I've watched all of his English language films now. He's very well established in Hollywood now. But it's nice to go back to his kind of, obviously this isn't his back catalogue, but it would be nice to go back to his Spanish roots and see his Spanish filmography. But yeah, this is a really, really good performance of him, seeing his kind of native environment. Of course, not the first time he's played opposite Penelope Cruz. So they really are two of the film's strongest assets, for sure. As I said, the suspense within the film is sustained, but the first and the second act come across as a lot stronger than the third act. As the film transitions into its third and final act, much of the film becomes quite mechanical, and it kind of morphs into a kind of by-the-numbers kidnapping film, which was a little bit disappointing from what I've seen from the rest of Farhadi, and from the first and second act, which I thought were full of really, really well-crafted scenes. I think the main problem with the third act, other than its conventionality, is the way each scene begins to feel a little bit like the final episode of a TV episode in a TV series, where it's kind of constantly building to the next thing. Obviously, you're not going to see what's going to happen. You have to obviously wait for the next episode. But in this film, each kind of scene feels like it's building to something else, and it doesn't actually build to it. It kind of just builds to something else. It feels a little bit messy. It's a little bit clumsy, and the ending is it leaves you a little bit wanting. But I have to say, I enjoyed the film. I think it's a really strong film. I don't think it's anything like Farhadi's previous films, and it's definitely one of his lesser films for sure. But it still has enough engaging characters, very, very strong performances across the board, really, with obviously the standouts being Cruz and Bardem. I kind of like the film's message as well, about how secrets and lies will always eventually be revealed, so it's not sustainable for lies to be kept secret. In the end, they will always come out, so everybody knows. And so I thought that was a really nice message with the film. So yeah, I highly recommend Todos, saben. I think it's a strong film, a little mechanical, but definitely does the job if you're into kind of drama, suspense thrillers. Kind of labelled as a psychological thriller. I think that's probably giving it a bit too much credit. I don't think it's quite as complex as that. I think it's pretty straightforward. The twist wasn't really much of a twist when it came, but as I said, it works as a kind of drama thriller. It's very, very well acted and crafted, so I think it's definitely worth a watch. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you later.